Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm Irina and today I'll show you how I made circus cotton ornaments for Christmas tree. This is the second part of my circus collection. I'll link the first video where I made a clown in the description box below. All these circus artists are inspired by characters of an artist, Umana Raditskaya. My second ornament is an acrobat girl, and I also begin with making face. Here I also used polymer clay and silicone mold as for the clown. I added a little clay to the nose and cheeks to make the face fuller. For body base, I'm making a ball out of newspaper and entwining a thread over it so that the ball keeps its shape. And for arms and legs, I'm using some pipe cleaners from Dollar Tree. I'm twisting them in half and tying to the ball. Then I'm adjusting them a little to fit the ornament sketch. This girl is standing on her hand and therefore I'm hanging her by one of the legs. Here I'm adding a small ring. Then I'm taking white glue and a cotton roll. I'm covering the base with cotton and then applying some glue over the cotton. The idea is to wrap the entire base in a thin layer of cotton and soak it in glue. It's like a papier-mâché, but you're using cotton instead of paper. I'm adding 2 lumps of cotton to make a butt and covering with several thin layers of cotton to make the shape more uniform. And I'm making breasts just like this. Now I'm hot gluing some cotton to the face and shape the back of the head. Then I'm attaching the head to the body and let everything dry overnight. The acrobat will be standing over some balls and therefore I'm giving the girl a toothpick in her hand to hold everything together. After this, I'm shaping hands and feet just like I did for the clown. You can have a look at the first part video for full technique. To make the hat, I'm taking a cotton pad and tear off a piece. I'm rolling a cone out of a bigger part of it, covering in glue and cutting off the tip about ½ an inch long. From the other piece of this cotton pad, I'm making a hat lapel by cutting off a thin band and making a ring out of it. I'm also applying some glue and inserting the cone into the lapel, and then I'm leaving it to dry well. To make here, I'm taking very thin layer of cotton and covering it with glue to soak all the cotton very well. Then I'm taking a toothpick and in short movements I gather the cotton in little folds. The surface will become textured and looking just like curly hair. Do this over some smooth plastic surface to remove the prepared piece easily. After you've done, just carefully pick the piece and put over the head, and then shape it a little with toothpick. And I'm dressing the girl in a hat I've made before. I'm adding some threads to accentuate the waist, hands and feet. And now I'm finally shaping the figure, adding more cotton layers to the butt. I also realized that the breasts were at the wrong position, so I'm working for plastic surgeon here and cutting them off, and after that I'm making new ones at the correct place. To make a skirt, I'm taking a thin layer of cotton and soak it in glue. Then I'm cutting a long band from it of the desired size and gather at one side, making nice folds. I dress the girl using the thread at her waist as a guide of where to attach the skirt. I let the ornament dry well and then cover with one more layer of glue to make the surface more rigid. Now time for painting. I'm painting the face and hands with skin tone, acrylic paint, and then I'm drawing the face. Here I'm trying to keep it simple and I'm using dark brown for eyes and brows, then I'm drawing blue eyes and use some muted pink for mouth and cheeks. Then I'm painting the entire ornament in green, everything except for skirt, feet and head. I decided my girl will be red-haired. Here a good idea is to use several similar hues, mixing them and adding here and there to make the color of the hair a little bit more vivid and natural. And I'm painting her head and skirt in red. I'm coloring the shoes in yellow. And then I'm drawing red stripes all over her stockings. I used a very thin brush, you can also use some acrylic markers. This is way easier if you don't have much experience with drawing. If you're new, I want to say a big welcome and would love you to join my community by tapping on the subscribe button as well as the bell to keep up to date with everything I have to show. I'm also adding some stripes over the sleeves. And making a wide red collar. I wanted to make the girl a little bit more bright and therefore I'm adding some yellow polka dots. Isn't she looking just like a handsome frog now, green and in pimples? And I'm adding a blue belt and repainted the head in blue as well. Now all I have to do is to make a construction she's standing on. I'm taking a small wooden plank and painting it red. Here are also some wooden beads. I'm adding some white pompons to her shoes and hat. And now I'm assembling the beads and a planch over a toothpick, hot gluing everything to place. The last thing to do is to decorate the entire ornament with bronze contour paint. This adds some sheen and also helps to hide imperfection in painting, if any. This is the sweetest girl. I especially like that she's curved and I'd even say sexy. And I'm especially proud of her hair. This is my first try of this technique. I haven't tried such a method before and I really liked how textured cotton looks. You can make curly hair, fur trims over fur coats. This has a great, very detailed look and is very easy to make. The third ornament is an illusionist. I'm also making a face with a big nose and a base for body from newspapers, pipe cleaners and cotton. Here everything is just like I did for the clown, so I will not repeat showing this. Just have a look at part 1 video for detailed technique if interested. I'm also gluing the head over the body, and now the most interesting things begin, some little details to turn this base into a nice Christmas ornament. First I'm giving him a toothpick in his left hand. This is a magic wand. Then I'm covering hands with cotton and also adding more cotton to the sleeves to make them fuller. I'm also adding more cotton to the legs to make white pants and shaping the feet just like I did for the clown. Oh, and I've added pockets as well, same as for clown. For color, I'm taking a cotton pad and cutting it with scissors. Then I'm dressing the guy, covering the color with glue and shaping it as desired. I'm making it stand quite high. To make a mantle, I'm cutting a thin layer of cotton, tear off the excess to fit the ornament and covering with glue from each side to soak it completely. Then I'm making nice folds along the upper edge. But before dressing the illusionist in mantle, I'm making a big bow from cotton bands, which I make exactly the same way. I'm making 4 details here, 2 loose ends and 2 loops, and shape them over the ornament with fingers and toothpick to make all folds and curves alike. And now I'm dressing him in mantle and leave to dry well. The illusionist will have 2 hats, one for wearing and the other one for his rabbit. I'm making hat bases from cardboard, a circle for brim and a roll for crown. I'm hot gluing these together and then covering with thin layer of cotton. For bigger hat, I'm also adding a rabbit. This is just a ball with 2 long ears. After drying, I'm hot gluing both cylinder hats to place. And after this, I'm covering the entire ornament with white glue for a good crust. I begin painting with face and hands as before. I almost always draw the face first when painting a doll. When I began painting ornaments that are people, for me, at first, drawing a face was the most difficult thing. It didn't always work out from the first time. I had to repaint and start over, and this is much easier to do if you're not afraid to touch the paint next to the face. Since then, drawing faces has become much easier for me, a lot of practice, but the habit has remained, especially since with the face the ornament is already acquiring its character, it even comes to life a little, and it's much more pleasant to paint it. Well, this is how I personally feel it. I'm painting this suit in nice violet color. The hats will be black, of course, and I have to say it would be way easier to paint them if I didn't glue the hats, so best if you attach them after everything is painted. I'm painting the front of the suit and the bow in yellow. This goes nicely together with violet. I want the mantle to have velvety look, so here I'm using dark blue chalk paint. Its deep matte finish creates a very nice effect. I'm also painting yellow all pants and sleeve trims, and I'm making yellow polka dots all over the suits. They look very cheerful and are easy to paint. I'm just using a toothpick for this, simply poking with a toothpick dipped in yellow all over the suit. I'm painting shoes in red. Here I tried to repeat some color from other ornaments to make them look more like a set. And I'm painting rabbit gray and drawing him a face. I'm making buttons with pearl pen as I did for the clown. To finish the wand, I'm cutting off lower part of a toothpick, and then I'm gluing an asterisk shaped bead over the tip and then paint it in bronze. And the final embellishments, here I'm drawing stars all over the mantle with bronze contour paint. And I'm also accentuating with contour paint all edges over the mantle, sleeves, pants and bow. I'm also drawing some buckles over the shoes and trimming the edge of the collar. I really like the final result. The illusionist is so nice and kind and looking very bright over the tree. And of course the highlight of the ornament is a sad rabbit who wasn't given a carrot. The offended face came out by accident, but I liked it as is. It's so funny, I think. And the last ornament is a circus strongman. I'm giving him a toothpick in his right hand. There's gonna be a dumbbell. I'm also adding a ring for hanging. I won't show in detail how I covered the base in cotton and made hands and feet. This is just like with other ornaments. I'm also gluing the head over the base and adding thin cotton layer over the head where hair will be. I'm making textured cotton for hair, just like I did for the acrobat girl, and shaping it with toothpick over the head. And I'm also making big curled mustache. The strongman has a lot of bare skin at his arms, chest and back, so here it was especially important for me that the color of the face and body matched. I covered it with 2 or even 3 coats of nude acrylic until I got an even color. Of course, the texture of cotton is strongly cast from polymer clay, but I want at least the color of the skin to be the same everywhere. Now, drawing the face. Everything is as usual here, I will not dwell in details. I'm also painting the mustache. By the way, this is another case when it was better to do this before gluing to place. Well, I always forget about it. And of course, do not forget to make a hairy chest. The main thing is not to overdo this. I painted the strongman romper in blue. Of course, usually it's black and white, or at least blue and white, but I wanted to make it a bit brighter. After all, this is a Christmas tree ornament and I want bright colors. And then I'm drawing horizontal dark blue stripes. You can draw them with acrylic marker as well. I'm also trimming the armholes and the neck of the romper in dark blue and make dark blue boots. Then I'm adding some bright essence, red belt and socks, and also red laces over the boots. Also some yellow trim for the socks. And buttoning. This I'm making with pearl pen as usual. I'm wrapping some cotton over the toothpick. Then I'm cutting off the tips and hot gluing large beads over them. And I'm painting the whole thing in black. I'm also making the strongman's curls black and finished. The only thing left is some contour embellishments. I'm drawing some impressive figure over the dumbbell. You can draw the year 2021, the year by the way. I'm also making a buckle on the belt and trimming its edges. Well, isn't he a handsome man? A real Casanova, and clearly ogles at the acrobat girl. The only thing I don't like is that I forgot to draw his fingers. Because of this, his left hand is looking a little bit unnatural. I saw this already at the final shooting, and I'll definitely add the painting. And the other moment I don't like is the center of gravity. I wanted the strongman to hang upright and squeeze the dumbbell, but in fact he turns out to be hanging a bit to one side. I'd like him to be more vertical. And of course, I'll show the whole troupe together. I think they are so cute. My son hasn't yet seen my fatties, and I'm really looking forward to see how he likes them. Let me know what you think of the project down below. I want to thank all of you for joining me today. Have a great day. We'll see you in the next one. Bye!